Hey guys, so in this lesson we're going to learn how to name the quadrant we're in, given very little information will feel like. Okay, so just a quick reminder, this is the less than symbol and this is the greater than symbol. Okay, so my advice is we're going to make an XY axis, and let's go ahead and put the order pair signs. So remember, quadrant 1, everything is positive. Quadrant 2, so this is 1, 2. 3 will be right here, everybody's negative, and then 4, positive, negative. Whoops. Okay. So remember, first symbol is cosine, second is sine. So cosine, sine, cosine, sine. Cosine, sine. Okay, so here we go. So sine is greater than 0. So what this is telling us, we want a positive sign. So when is sine positive? In quadrant 1, yes, because it's second. Quadrant 2, yes. Quadrant 3, no. And quadrant 4, no. And I recommend you go through it and Xing out, because notice what we have done. So we've taken care of sine and we have limited our answers by half. Now this is saying when is cosine less than 0? So what this is saying is when is cosine negative? Well, cosine's positive in quadrant 1, but negative in quadrant 2. So my answer is in quadrant 2. Okay, let's do another one. Okay, plus, plus, minus, minus, and plus, minus. Okay, so cosine this time is going to be bigger than 0, greater than 0. So we want a cosine positive. So quadrant 1, yes. Quadrant 2, no. Quadrant 3, no. Quadrant 4, yes. Now, when is sine less than 0? Okay, so we're looking for a negative. So quadrant 1, sine is positive. Quadrant 4 is negative. So the answer here is quadrant 4. Okay, so let's do a different one. How about, let's see, example 3. So let's go cosecant is less than 0 and cosine is less than 0. Okay. Plus plus, minus plus, minus minus, plus minus. Okay, so let's deal with the one we can read first. Cosine. So cosine is less than 0, so cosine is negative. Is cosine negative in quadrant 1? No. Quadrant 2? Yes. 3? Yes. 4? No. So now let's deal with the cosecant. So cosecant is the reciprocal of sine. So we don't have to flip the 0. So pretty much what we're saying is cosecant and sine are the same. So when is sine negative? Because if sine's negative, cosecant would be negative, right? So sine is not negative in quadrant 2, but here in quadrant 3. And look, we kind of have a smile. Okay, so the same thing would work if we dealt with a secant problem. Okay, so let's have a little bit more fun. Let's add a little bit more. Okay, what number am I on? Example number 4. So how about if tangent, oh, can you see? If tangent is greater than 0, but secant is less than 0. Okay, so if I had to choose, while I draw this, plus plus, minus plus. secant would be where I start first. So secant is just cosine. Okay? And if we're less than 0, we're negative. Okay, so cosine is negative. Okay, quadrant 1? No. 2? Yes. 3? Yes. 4? No. Okay, so now let's deal with tangent. So remember, tangent, the formula for tangent is sine over cosine. And I want this to be greater than 0. So what I'm looking for is a positive answer. Okay, so here we go, tangent. We're going to calculate tangent here with no numbers. So sine is positive divided by a negative. So positive divided by a negative is a negative. Can't be it. Here, so tangent. Sine is negative divided by a negative. And that becomes a positive. And I want the positive. So my answer here would be quadrant 3. Okay, let's do one more of these. So example 5. Let's go cotangent is this, and cosecant is this. So plus plus, minus plus, minus minus, plus minus. Okay, so let's deal with the nice one. So this is saying sine is greater than 0. So I'm looking for when sine is positive. Positive in 1? Yes. Positive in 2? Yes. 3? No. And 4. Cotangent, so that formula is cosine over sine. And we want that to be less than 0. So we're looking for a negative answer. So here we go. Cotangent. Cosine is positive divided by sine, which is a positive. A positive divided by a positive is a positive. Guess what we need? A negative. We're down to number 2, but let's just double check. Cosine is, so cotangent here, is negative divided by a positive, which is a negative. And the answer here is in quadrant 2. I hope this has helped. If you have questions, let me know. See you later, guys.